Hi YouTube. I'm sure you've noticed that I posted a random RuneScape video. It's of myself and other clanmates dancing around the music box at the Grand Exchange. Now I had not done any editing to it like the video you're about to see because the recording program that I used for it was terrible, so I had to find a new one. So I went ahead and just posted that video because it was just after the 99 crafting from the clan leader. Now you'll notice that any RuneScape video I do, I will put my clan's emblem that I made on the video so that you know what clan that I am a part of and that I am loyal to, so that anyone watching this video, if you're interested in joining a clan, that's the one you should join. The very, very best clan that I've ever been a part of, and I've been a part of like 5 or 6 of them. And this is the only one I feel comfortable in because we're all cool and we all help each other out. It's kind of like a big family. But I wanted to make a video of my absolute favorite thing in RuneScape, and my favorite thing has always been in RuneScape, and that's Slayer. And on my account I have 99 Slayer, so I have the Slayer skill cape, which I'm almost always wearing. And I wanted to do a video to the basics of Slayer. A lot of people misunderstand Slayer and don't really get the gist of what it is, what to do, and why to do them. So I figured, why not do that myself? Slayer is a skill in which you use combat to do a task given to you by a Slayer Master. The task will be to kill however many of a certain creature they tell you to kill, and once you're finished, you go back to the Slayer Master to do it over again, except it's almost never the same Slayer task more than one time. You usually get different tasks, and it takes you all over RuneScape, and it really helps level up your combat stats like attack, strength, defense, hit points, magic, and range. It really helps with all of that, so I would definitely recommend doing Slayer for that. I would also recommend you get your character to a decent level before doing Slayer, to at least level 40 or 50, and make sure that you're ready for it before you dive into it and get yourself lost and all that. Okay, so let's start this. To start Slayer, especially at a lower level, your Slayer Master will be Duradel. Duradel is in Taverley, and I will make sure the image shows up and show you exactly where he is in Taverley. He is by far the easiest Slayer Master in the game, and he will give you simple tasks which will help for you to understand Slayer and get to really get familiar with the skill. He will give you Enchanted Gem. The Enchanted Gem will be to contact Duradel, or whatever Slayer Master you're using, to ask how many more kills you have left, and other things like that. So it's a very useful thing. If you're doing Slayer, never forget that, because if you do, then you're not going to know how many kills you have left and all that. So Duradel is located in Taverley, and once you activate the lodestone in Taverley, the lodestone system is very useful. You should totally always activate the lodestones, but once you've loaded the lodestone, you have it activated, you do the home teleport to the lodestone and run south, and you'll find Duradel down there. The second Slayer Master is Machna. I'm guessing that's how you say it, I don't really know. And this one is in Canifis. Now, in order to reach this Slayer Master, you have to have completed the Priest in Peril quest. And that's obviously a member's quest because Slayer is a member's stat. This is a very simple quest. Once you get it done and out of the way, you have access to Canifis. Now, once you've accessed Canifis, activate the lodestone there. And once you've activated the lodestone, the Slayer Master is almost right there. So you activate the lodestone, run southwest, and you'll run straight into this Slayer Master. The Slayer Master assigns a little bit more difficult assignments than Duradel, and will give you a little bit more experience. And it's also in an area that you need a quest to unlock. So once you're there, you can get Slayer tasks and all that from this individual. And that's recommended level 30 combat and up. Okay, the next one is Vannaka. Combat level recommended is 60 plus. In the Edgeville dungeon. Now, the Edgeville dungeon has 2 entrances quite close to each other, and one of them is just outside Vannaka. You need a brass key to enter this one, and you can find a brass key in the dungeon not far from the Hill Giants. So if you've come across the brass key, use it, and you can get in there. The second entrance is in Edgeville. Once you've activated the lodestone in Edgeville, you run southeast, and you should run into the dungeon. And once you get into the dungeon, you will find you're in a tad bit of a maze of a dungeon. But once you're in there, I will show an image to show you where Vannaka is. Vannaka is a decent Slayer Master. He will assign you even more difficult assignments and more of an abundance of numbers. And the experience is pretty good if you're around combat level 60 or so. And once you're done there, and once you feel that you need another Slayer Master, recommend combat level 110 plus for this one. Chadler, in the Lost City of Xanaris. Now, in order to access the Lost City of Xanaris, you need to have completed the Lost City quest. And in order to get to Xanaris, you either have to use fairy rings or the Draman staff in the Lumbridge Swamp. You have to have the Draman staff equipped when you enter the building in the Lumbridge Swamp, and then it will automatically transport you to Xanaris. Now, once you've entered Xanaris, it's pretty much a straight shot from there to find the Slayer Master. It's a straight shot upward, so pretty much north. And she gives you decent tasks and all that, so it's better than the previous Slayer Master, as all will be. The next Slayer Master would be Sumona. Sumona is another one that you need a quest to unlock, and that is Smoking Kills. You have to make sure you get that quest. Now, once you've completed that quest, you will unlock access to Sumona and Slayer points. Now, Slayer points are very crucial to Slayer once you've reached decent levels, because Slayer points grant you the ability to purchase the Ring of Slaying, or purchase the ability to make the Ring of Slaying with the crafting level of 75. Now, the Ring of Slaying is a very useful tool because it's a ring that will teleport you directly to Sumona, to the Slayer Caves, to the Slayer Tower, and it's a very useful thing to have. You can use the ring to act for you as the Slayer Gem would, because it requires a Slayer Gem to make the Slayer Ring. And you no longer have to have the gem in your inventory. You just equip the ring, wear it, and you're going to have all you need right there in the ring. Now, Sumona will give you harder tasks than the previous one, Chadler, and she will occasionally, she will give you a special Slayer task for the Calphite Queen. You can choose to say no and continue with regular Slayer tasks, or you can accept it and get a pretty good Slayer reward for this, Slayer points. Slayer points also give you the ability to learn to make the Slayer helmet, which is by far the best thing you can do for armor regarding Slayer, because the Slayer helmet is all the Slayer headpieces in the game combined into one. And so it'll help tremendously, because before you get this, you will run into several Slayer monsters along the way that require a headpiece, like a nose peg, a mask, a spiky helmet, the black mask, which isn't required, but it's useful. All of these, and the earmuffs, of course, all of these combined into one make the Slayer helmet. And then the full Slayer helmet requires 2 other objects. And once you've gotten that, you're really good to go, because that is a very crucial and very amazing thing to have for Slayer. Combat level 150 plus is recommended for the next one. It's either Duradel or Lapalok, and this individual, or these individuals, are located in Shilo Village. Once you're in Shilo Village, I'll make sure there's an image up to show you where the Slayer Master is in Shilo Village. You can talk to this person and get Slayer tasks from this person. And it shouldn't take too long after this that you should be ready for the next Slayer Master, which is the one that has the Slayer skill cape, and that is Kuradal. And she can give you some extremely challenging tasks, including her special Slayer task, which is the Fight Cave and killing Jad, which is required to get the Fire Cape. And it's one of the considered one of the most difficult things in RuneScape. But since EOC came out, it's easier, but it's still difficult. But if you know what you're doing, you can get past all that, and you're good to go. Now, Kuradal is located in a Whirlpool, which is just outside the Barbarian Outpost. Now, the Barbarian Outpost you can get to by using a games necklace. And once you're there, you run south and you'll find a bridge. A bridge that looks like it just drops off into nothing. It's kind of like a dock or something like that. And there's a whirlpool just below it. Now you can choose to jump into the Whirlpool. Once you're there, you will see that you're on a platform. You go down the platform, and you will run past some brutal dragons. Now, these brutal green dragons are more powerful than regular green dragons. You run past them, they might be aggro towards you, they might attack, depending on your combat level. If they attack, just keep running, and I will show you exactly where you need to go to get to Kuradal. And you keep running until you reach a certain staircase that I'm showing you. And once you're there, you'll find these enraged barbarian spirits. They will probably attack you no matter what your combat level is. You go up those stairs and avoid them, and there's Kuradal right there. She's standing right in front of her special dungeon, which you cannot enter unless she gives you a Slayer task of which a monster that is in her dungeon. Now that you've found her, she will give you great Slayer tasks and all that. Now recently, with an update that added an elf city, there is a new Slayer Master. And that new Slayer Master, Morvran. Morvran is an elf. And you would think with the update that Morvran would be the one to give you the Slayer cape, but Kuradal still has the Slayer cape, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but it's how it is. Morvran is in the elf city, which requires a quest. I personally do not know much about this new Slayer Master, as I have not done the quest myself, but I need to. I would like to know what all he assigns and all that, and I know he assigns glaciers, and those are pretty sought after anymore. And that is your basics of Slayer. What you're going to want to know is Slayer will have you using all the different types of combat, from melee to magic to range. It's recommended that you use them all because Slayer monsters have weaknesses, and based on that weakness is what you should use. But if anybody has any questions for me regarding Slayer, please let me know, because Slayer is by far my favorite RuneScape skill ever, and I will do my best to answer them. This has been my basics to Slayer. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. My next RuneScape video will be about Slayer. I'm not going to tell you guys exactly what that is yet, but it will be about Slayer. But hopefully you like this, and it helps you out a lot. This is Dustin from Liquid Dynamics, otherwise on RuneScape known as Slayermuch. Please check out my clan Untitled, and please like and share the video. Please subscribe, and I will produce more. This is Dustin from Liquid Dynamics, signing out.